Very
I
good.
was here first and last time, just do a microphone, please.
Isaac Hardman.
Are you good? Do you want
Yeah. Keep a little louder next time.
It's not so close to the mics. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's close to the
Thanks for doing a good job.
Thank you.
We're good to go.
Isaac,
All right.
what do you think you were fighting the undercard of this big out here?
It's awesome. I can't wait. It's a big platform to perform on. It's like restarting boxing here in Australia, and you know there's been talks of Bob Aaron picking them up on ESPN over in the States with the likes of Tszyu. His last name's so famous in Australian boxing, and Jeff Horn as well. So you know he's sort of sparked Australian boxing back when he fought Manny Pacquiao at Suncorp. So to have those two guys headline the card here in Townsville, and to be on the undercard is, you know, it's massive. So it's a huge platform for me to perform on, and pressure makes diamond. So I'm going to bring out the best of myself, and with the opponent I have, it's going to be a great fight. I'm fighting a guy named Jamie Weech. He is formerly ranked with the IBF in the top 15 of the world. So he's never been stopped. His last opponent went on to fight for 2 world titles. So to iron out a guy like that and have that feather in my cap is a massive step forward in the right direction, and it just sets me up for bigger and better things. No, I haven't. I turned pro in 2017, but in the mix of doing my MMA career, I'm 9-0 in professional MMA, and you know, I had been approached by the UFC to sign to them and stuff like that. And I sort of just reset some goals after an injury and realised the UFC wasn't the be-all and end-all, and Dan Meiningen approached me with a really good contract, and it's a career choice for me. And my father was a boxer as well, and it was sort of to connect with him because I lost him in 2009 to cancer, and it's just something I wanted to do, and boxing's a great, you know, my MMA style was very boxing dominant, so the transition over is quite seamless, and I'm good at it. So you know, I knock people out, and that's what people want to see.
When you started right at touching did it just make you want to like go around and kind of clear first?
Yeah, absolutely. It's to finish a guy of the calibre of Jamie Weech and iron him out and point his toes to the stars. It's going to be a good, and no one's done it before. Dennis Hogan, like I said, went on to fight for 2 world titles. He's fought arguably one of the best super welterweights in the world in Jamal Charlo, and he couldn't finish him. So when I finish him, 6 fights into my professional boxing career with no amateur experience, I've had absolutely no boxing experience apart from a one-night tough man competition where I fought 3 people in one night. But other than that, they say I'm not a boxer. So when I prove to everyone that I am and finish a guy of this calibre within the distance, it's going to be, like I said, a massive feather in my cap.
You have pretty unique nickname, can you know?
Used to go in pretty hard into the tackles and whatnot, and I ended up busting someone's head open, and it sort of had a ring to it. Headsplitter Hardman, hard hitting headsplitting Hardman at school, and I had that stigma as a young fella. I wasn't the tough guy or anything, I just sort of put off that vibe. And, yeah, and then it just stuck, and then the fighting come along, and it was just like, let's run with it. All the boys back in Caboolture knew me as that, so I was just like, why change it? So it's already got a bit of a go, so let's do it.
Sounds like you're a bit of an animal in the ring, but a bit of a different guy out of it. You've got yourself a Spoodle and some other unique characteristics.
Yeah, I love to compete, but I also am just a normal guy as well. I got a Spoodle and I rollerblade through Brisbane, and I do things differently. I love the sport, and I love the competition and how violent it is. It's an aggressive sport. That's who I am inside the ring, but outside of it, I'm just a normal guy. Like I said, I got a Spoodle and I don't mind rollerblading through Brisbane City, so it's alright.
And tell us what you can bring over from that, your UFC days to the boxing, and how you see that when you fight.
So I was never signed to the UFC. I'd been approached by the UFC, but I'm like a competitor in MMA, and I think it's just different. People expect me not to be able to box. They expect an MMA guy. They're not known to have really good boxing pedigree. So I don't think they expect me to move the way I move and be as evasive as I am and have the skills that I do have. So, and you know, boxers like to prove that MMA guys can't box. So when I come out and box, it's, you know, another win for me as well.
And you're on the undercard. Do you see yourself in the future being one of the main events?
Oh, absolutely. I've been on Jeff Horn versus Rafa, the first one, on their undercard. You know, I say I give it 2 years, and I'm the one in the Hardman will be. It won't be Hardman Horn. It'll be Hardman versus whoever. So 2 years, and I'll be pay-per-view on my own events for sure. Absolutely, 100%.
Mate, you look a natural in the pool as well, mate. Eh? Tell us
Yeah,
about
my mum
that.
was a really good swimmer. She claimed she could have went to the Olympics if she didn't meet my dad. So, yeah, I've done a bit of district swimming too at high school. So, you know, if I wasn't signed to Dean Monaghan, I might be on the Olympic swimming team for Australia. But, you know, a natural athlete.
And what weight class do you got?
I'm a middleweight, so 72.5 kilos.
Who are your idols in the sport, mate?
Idols, you know, my coaches, Blair Studley and Adrian Pang, they're, you know, my mentors. I look up to them a lot, but obviously all the big names in boxing, Canelo Alvarez, the Charlos. Costa Tszyu was one of my dad's favourite boxers. He's also, you know, Blair Studley's favourite boxer as well, and we had the likes of Tszyu in our gym just 2 days ago doing rounds with him. So all those big names I, you know, look up to and idolise, but definitely my coaches, Blair Studley and Adrian Pang, they're people I really idolise and look up to.
Are you still based in Caboolture, or where do you fight out, or where do you train
So
out?
I in Chermside in Brisbane. I grew up in Caboolture. I go back often. My mum and brother still live there, but I'm based in Chermside and train out at Nitro Boxing Fitness Centre.
Connecting with Liam Wilson, mate. What's going on in Caboolture? Something in the water
Yeah,
there,
something
what?
in the water. It's something in the water. We got Keith Urban out of Caboolture as well. So I think me, Keith Urban, and Liam Wilson are the best things that come out of there. But you know, the Caboolture boys, we know how to fight. So that's the difference. It's a different place. You know, if you can make it out there on top, you've done something right. So.
Do you know each other outside boxing? Like you're back in
Yeah,
Caboolture?
he went to like my rival school, Tullawong, and I always knew Liam because he was such a good amateur boxer and everyone knew Liam. And I've done rounds, he used to have the key to the Caboolture Boxing Club years and years ago before I even started boxing. I was still doing like amateur MMA stuff, and we used to sneak in there and do some rounds and stuff like that. So there's something in the water out at Caboolture.
That's it. That's it. The other one.
We're back better and improved. Yep. Yeah, I think they're gonna love it.
Lunch, yeah? How can I get